What's up, wonderful being? How are you doing today? Welcome to our channel here, Good Vibe Soul. Much love for clicking this video. Before we even dive in, there's something here that I've found very interesting and I would like to share with you. So kindly listen carefully. It comes from Psalms 5. Give ear to my words, O Lord. Consider my sighing. Listen to my cry for help, my King and my God. For to you I pray. In the morning, O Lord, you hear my voice. In the morning, I lay my request before you and wait in expectation. You are not a God who takes pleasure in evil. With you, the wicked cannot dwell. The arrogant cannot stand in your presence. You hate all who do wrong. You destroy those who tell lies. Bloodthirsty and deceitful men, the Lord abhors. But I, by your great mercy, will come into your house. In reverence will I bow down towards your holy temple. Lead me, O Lord, in your righteousness, because of my enemies. Make straight your way before me. Now, wonderful souls, it's a pleasure to have you aboard. You see here, we acknowledge our Creator, God Almighty, and we always give thanks to Him before we begin. But my friend, we shall be doing that after I keep you up to speed with what it is that we usually do here, which, my friend, is reacting together to videos, good vibes videos, with the intentions of spreading love, peace, honesty, and forgiveness to the whole world. Now, kindly hit that subscribe button and join us on that mission. Let's give thanks to our Creator now. Thank you, Lord, for your mercies and for everything. These souls that have joined us, Father. Thank you for your breath in them, Father. Thank you for life. Thank you for everything, dear Lord. This day of today, Father, we ask for your guidance, Father, all through as we react to these videos, Father, and as we do anything else. Be with us and fill us with your Spirit. Intervene in our lives today, Father, and reveal yourself to us. In Jesus' mighty name, we do pray, trusting and believing. Good vibe soul. I am White311H. Let's dive in. Good vibes all the way.
So apparently, one of the reasons why clothing stores always put the men's section at the back is because men tend to shop like hunters while women shop like gatherers. So what does that mean? Well, researchers noticed that men enter these stores knowing exactly what they want to buy, and they'll ignore all the other clothes in the store to hunt for that specific item. But they noticed that even when women know what they want, they still tend to browse and pick up other clothes as well, so putting their section at the front leads to more sales. And men also tend to avoid asking for help or directions, so stores that are popular with men like the Bass Pro Shop or Home Depot will use clear, large signs to help them find what they need quickly. But women are more likely to ask for help, so stores like Glossier or Aritzia will use less detailed signs to encourage women to interact with employees who can then introduce them to other products. Also, shoppers prefer shapes that match their own bodies, and women prefer curves, so these stores will also be designed to have a very curvy and organic look to them. They also found that bright fluorescent lights negatively affects women's moods but positively affects men's moods, so these stores that are catered to women will usually have dimmer, cozier lighting. But what about men? And well, they respond better to the opposite. They prefer straight shapes and sharp, angular store designs that are brightly lit.
There's something huge going on and y'all have got to know about it. My research for the last 13 years just took a very disturbing turn. So we all know about the theory that there's PNCs walking among us, people that aren't really people. It's a lot deeper than that. The Schumann frequency and its new record comes highly into play with what we're talking about right now, but we'll get to that in a second. I'm going to try to explain this as quickly as possible. So there's many different beings walking around us every single day. But the PNC that people are referring to, they're not really PNCs, they're actually soulless individuals. This has finally been accomplished over the last 6 decades. Now, I'm not at liberty to tell you guys how this has been accomplished, but the important thing is, it has been accomplished. So we know the eyes are a window to the soul, correct? First thing to point out, the soul is not the spirit's not the soul is the living entity. When God breathes life, it breathes a living entity into someone. Soulless people are not spiritless people. The spirit is the inner being that lives in the flesh suit. The soul is the life. An example of that is if you get a little rodent and hold it against its will for a day or two in your hands, you will break its soul. It will no longer be who it was before by nature. So there are many people among us right now, and their soul has been broken. These people are living without any drive, barely any emotion, and a complete inability to see anything in the spiritual nature of this world. They are basically unalive, walking beside us, that cannot see and cannot hear the things that we see and that we hear. And you can see this in the dullness of their eyes, and that's exactly why when people see grays, what do they see? Nothingness, emptiness in their big black eyes. We're not going to get into what the grays are right now, you can see that here. But they're semi-physical, semi-spiritual creatures without a soul. Spirit driving the machine, but no soul. Do not get the two mixed up. Spirit, soul, completely different. There is a reason that no matter how hard you try to wake these people up, to show these people things, they just cannot receive it. These people are just like walking corpses. They literally have no function besides work, home, work, home. And these individuals, these soulless, these NPC type people, they are programmed in every aspect of what they do. That's why they trust everything. They think you're crazy because these people have a complete inability to understand anything above the physical human life. The spiritual, the vibrations, the alternate dimensions, the dreams, the visions, all the things that happen outside of this visible light spectrum. And again, you'll know them by looking in their eyes. So I told y'all something big was going on. How do I know that? The Schumann frequency. It just hit an all-time high yesterday at 80 hertz. The natural resonant, the Earth's heartbeat, is 7.83. It was at 80. So if yesterday you felt real sick, you haven't been able to sleep, body chills, etc., but why has it been going off so much? It's off the charts all the time. It's not normal. After all my studies, I believe that this is a divine energy from God himself, and he is flooding the world with this spiritual energy so the soulless beings can actually see the things outside of their realm. The things that me and you see, the intuition that me and you have, the discernment that me and you have. I believe he is countering the evil agenda in the world by flooding it with his energy so they can see. Because otherwise, these soulless people, these NPCs, these people who have no understanding, these people would walk right off a cliff, and there's a giant cliff coming, and they'll walk right off of it, just by a simple command. As I said, the mission to steal the human soul goes back decades. There are very high, wicked principalities that are dominating the earth and the spiritual realm, and no one can even see them. And these things, they have a plan. Break the soul, hijack the being, and bring these people to the second death. Let me leave you with this. Where would the demons, the fallen angels, and Lucifer himself, where would they be most active? In the part that can't be seen by human eyes. Because they will narrate the entire story, and we will only see the physical manifestation of them, but the soulless beings cannot see it.
Of how, after 21 years of living on this planet, am I only just now finding out that this is the shape of the Earth?
Hello, my friend. That's actually not the shape of the Earth. What you're showing is a geoid undulation map. It's used to look at like the strength of gravity on Earth. However, on this map, they actually exaggerate the extremes by 10,000. And so the actual shape looks like this. The Earth is round.
Never refrigerate these 5 things. The first thing on our list is potatoes. When you refrigerate them, they can collect a ton of excess moisture, which will make them spoil or sprout too quick. The one on the right was stored on the kitchen counter, and the one on the left started growing mold after only 2 days in the fridge. The next item on our list is lemons. Leaving them at room temp helps that rind stay nice and firm, and they're also easier to squeeze, which leads to way more juice. Honey should never be stored in the fridge because it could spoil quicker, and the cold makes it almost impossible to squeeze out. Our fourth item is garlic. Nobody wants soggy, sprouted garlic, so do yourself a favor and leave it out on the counter. The last item on our list is basil. Storing basil in the fridge makes it wilt and spoil way quicker than if you just left it out. This basil was stored on the counter for a whole week and the leaves are still super firm. More things that you should never refrigerate. The first thing on our list is hot sauce. Hot sauce has plenty of salt and vinegar in it, which makes it incredibly shelf stable. Jalapeno peppers should never go in the fridge. They could spoil quicker and go soggy faster. This pepper's been stored at room temp for a week, and this pepper lost its freshness after only 2 days in the fridge. Nobody wants a limp pepper, so store them on the counter. Don't refrigerate your cooking oil. Keep it in your pantry to preserve its flavor and texture. Next on our list is tomatoes. Putting tomatoes in your fridge is a huge no-no. Not only can they spoil faster, but the interior can go grainy from the cold. Our last item on the list is definitely controversial, but you should never store batteries in the fridge. Some people think it will make them last longer, but it simply isn't true.
Here are some fun facts about the human spine. Number 1. The spine is the first bone to start growing in the womb. Number 2, humans and giraffes have the same number of vertebrae in their neck. Number 3, humans are the only mammals that suffer from scoliosis. Number 4, astronauts may be 1 to 2 inches taller when they return from space, and that's because a quarter of the spine's length is made up of cartilage, which actually expands in the absence of gravity. And lastly, the nervous system of the spine has reflexes that don't require input from the brain. These are automatic reflexes that occur to protect us. Like when you touch your hand on a hot stove, you immediately pull your hand back. It's a reflex and it's not controlled by your brain.
I am not in Rome. I am not in Italy. This is the Coliseum in Africa, El Yemen. It's the 3rd largest Coliseum in the world and one of the best maintained Coliseums. And I think back to my experience when I was in Rome in the Coliseum there just a few weeks ago, and it was so packed, a lot of people, it was very restricted, so many areas that you can't go to. The line was long, and now I'm here. There is not a single person. There's barely anyone here. It's just me. Well maintained, no restrictions. It's still a UNESCO World Heritage, so it's very well maintained. You can access seats, you can go underground, you can walk around as much as you want, you can go up many levels. You can have a real experience. This is amazing, and it's in Africa, in the beautiful country of Tunisia.
Just found out people are using AI for therapy. Don't do that. You just told OpenAI all of your secrets, and now they're using that for training data in their models. So then people like me who are unhinged can go on there and try to like figure out what other people have said. I'm gonna go on there and be like, hey, has anybody said anything bad about anyone named Alberta? I'm way oversimplifying, but there has been instances of people using the right prompting and getting ChatGPT to spit out its training data, which includes your chats. And even if that data is not directly searchable, okay, now your personal information is gonna come up organically in like ChatGPT's response. Like, let's say I went on ChatGPT and I was chatting about my job and all this drama, and I'm saying, oh my god, my coworker is falsifying business records, like what should I do, ChatGPT? And then later an author comes by and is like, please write me a book for a workplace thriller, and then ChatGPT uses my chat as its training data and incorporates my story into what it outputs for that author. And now the author has a story that's like, and then Alberta went to work and she found out her coworker was falsifying business records. And yeah, maybe people shouldn't be writing ChatGPT books, but that's a whole different problem.
Solo cups, some metal foil, and a speaker cone spring. But when I put this thing up against my beehive, have y'all ever heard of anything like this before?
But there's no sunlight coming in and hitting that light, right? So I'm holding my phone, I'm just gonna walk closer and closer, and as we walk closer, look at the reflection. Damn it, I had the phone plugged in. Look at the reflection. The lights are on. But the lights are not on.
Now they're all watching the fucking movie. Look at this shit. What the fuck?
Very 80s looking guitar. And every time I strum, like that. Shit like that happens every time I mess with this thing. Like that.
Tooth Fairy is propaganda. It literally teaches you that it is okay to invite the Fae into your home and then sell them your body parts.
No lies detected. I mean, I find it odd that most people don't make any weird connection there with the whole Tooth Fairy thing. Like, why are we teaching children to leave essentially a peace offering to this thing in exchange for some coins to allow it to buy your body pieces from you? I mean, hello, your bones? A favor for your bones? Favor doesn't always mean doing something for you. It can mean coinage. The Tooth Fairy is Fae propaganda to get you accustomed to and comfortable with the idea of inviting them in and giving them pieces of you. Because that's what they want.
Next time you're watching YouTube on your phone, rather than seeking through your video, just dragging this along and trying to find the moment you want, just get this bar here, drag it up for a more precise seeker, and you can see exactly where you want to swipe to. And then when you're ready, click on play, and you're there. Boom. Pretty simple.
This is the reason why you should never travel late night in the southern part of the United States. A group of bikers were going through these mountains when they were able to spot this creature. The creature was going side by side, alerting the bikers not to get any closer. Many people have claimed seeing skinwalkers through this little trail before, but the bikers decided to take this path anyways. Skinwalkers are extremely popular in the Navajo culture, and they can transform into different things like owls, wolves, and different creatures to travel late night. What a terrifying situation for these bikers.
Wisdom and money can get you almost anything, but only wisdom can save your life.
One time in my 20s, I was dating a dude who sold his soul to the... And I didn't believe him at first, and then things just started getting super weird. So he would come over to my apartment, and one night we had like this fight because he was doing some unsavory things. He wouldn't get a job, and I was working like 60 hours a week. He came over and we got in this big fight, and then we were like, I was like, let's just go to bed. Let's like sleep on this. Let's talk about it in the morning. I shit you not, I lay down, I close my eyes, I look up, and there are 4 like black beings swirling around my ceiling. I'm like, what the world? I look out towards my window. There's a male figure standing at my window. And I'm like, you guys, so I've seen ghosts before. So I was like, you all are not welcome here. You need to leave. Get out. Blah, blah. And really creepy in this like really, I'm going to try to do it, voice. He was like, they're here for me. They're upset for me that you're treating me the way you are. And I knew at that point he wasn't fucking kidding when he said that. He sold his so he's like getting really angry with me because I'm telling his friends, demons, to leave. And I look over to my window, or I look over to my door of my room that is cracked open, and there is, and I've never seen this before in my life, my blood ran cold. I haven't seen it since. This is the first time ever. There is a half man with like a goat's face or something with like the ram ears. I don't know what it was, like the ram horn things, standing with like red eyes, standing in my door frame, and I'm literally still getting chills to this day. This has been 10, 12 years, and I still am shocked by what happened. And so I'm like, I tell the guy, I say, I am so sorry. I love you. Like, I was mad. I didn't mean any of it. Like, absolutely. And yeah, when we broke up, I had to get a hotel room and stay out of my house because I was scared he would kill me, because he said he would kill me if I left him. So super good, but that is insane, right? Woo!
When I say this map has me in a motherfucking chokehold, I mean that from the bottom of my heart, because why does the world look like this? Gordon Michael Scallion created it in 1992 after he had prophetic visions in 1979 of what the world would come to look like. He predicted there would be 3 different pole shifts. Each time the pole would shift 6 to 8 inches west. Now, each time the pole shifted, weather would become erratic, the glaciers would start to melt, and this would cause a large influx of water into California and into Japan. Not only did Gordon predict fucked up weather and flooding, he predicted that there would be a rise in depression, anxiety, and new illnesses when this pole shift starts to occur, because humans' electrical system would become imbalanced. And because when the tectonic plates start to shift, they would cause a low frequency hum that people would hear all around the world. Do y'all remember that noise heard all around the world, that low humming sound? Okay, like I said, it's got me in a motherfucking chokehold. Let's zoom in. The only cool part about this map is that he labeled Atlantis on it. He said a city covered in gold would be found when this pole shift happened, but this is the United States and Canada. You can see massive flooding. United States is split up into about 3, with California turning into 150 islands. The Mississippi River and the Great Lakes overflow. And then on this side of the world, damn near all of Europe is gone. Damn near all of Indonesia is gone. Half of Africa is gone, and Australia faces a shit ton of flooding. The author of the map gave these as early warning signs for when the shift is coming. The water temperatures off the west coast will rise. That got me, because since 2014, our ocean temps have been rising significantly. The main reason this map has its foot on my neck is because we are overdue for a pole shift here on Earth. It has happened 171 times in the last 71 million years, and we are overdue for this to happen.
Vampires Caught on Camera, Part 1.
There have actually been what appear to be vampires or maybe werewolves caught on camera. And I'm talking humans changing into them and growing fangs. Right there, boom, on camera. Here, hi, I did it for you. I shit you not. So this gentleman is on TikTok, and he said that he was a vampire. And his followers said, no, you're not. No, you're not. Show us your fangs. I don't believe it, right? So he does. He shows his fangs, and he goes into a whole spiel about how fangs work and all this stuff. Just check it out. Check it out.
Let me explain something about fangs. This is the part of the video where everybody becomes a vampire expert, but those same people don't believe in vampires. Y'all humans are weird. Fangs are like your saliva. You don't salivate unless you smell food, you think about food, you about to eat some food. Fangs are the same way. Fangs are not meant to just pop out whenever. You know, this ain't True Blood. Like, stop with the movie shit. Stop with the movie shit, y'all. Don't stop thinking about all of that shit. When you force fangs out, it hurts, right? Because your body is not naturally opening up for the fangs to drop out. It's like if you guys were taking a shit or trying to take a shit and it's just not coming and you force that shit out, right? What happens after that? You guys will get hemorrhoids. Same thing. It's because your body wasn't naturally trying to push that shit out. Y'all need to drink more water, by the way. Drink more water. Mind your business, drink some water. It's like lifting something that is too heavy for y'all to lift. What's going to happen? You guys will pull a muscle. You'll get a hernia. Same thing with fangs. Like right now, my gums hurt. And these are kind of pushing out a little too much. My teeth aren't supposed to pop out like that. That's too far. That's too far. What's another thing y'all were talking about in the comments? Oh, sunlight. Vampires been here way longer than humans. Okay, I don't know which one of y'all started that rumor, but that's a rumor. It was a rumor made to make y'all feel safe. Sunlight. I'm in it right now. We gotta go to the store just like y'all. Like stores close at a certain time. I can't be waiting until nighttime to go shopping at the supermarket. You feel me? We just like y'all. We just, a little stronger. Drink blood. I like these questions though. Keep them coming. I like these questions. Oh, I'm like, you hear me slurring? I can't even talk right. My gums hurt. But keep these questions coming, just so you know, I might not make it through this series. I've been getting the true death threats. True death is the death of a vampire. I don't know why they call it that, because we're not dead. I'm not dead. I'm not dead. And that's another thing. Why y'all? Don't let Dracula fool you. Don't let Dracula fool you. Anyway. Okay.
Weird, right? Well, it doesn't stop there. That's not the only video from this gentleman. Now he has in this next video, he has a comment that came through that said they're definitely retractable fangs. Like good job faking it, but they're definitely like fake retractable fangs that you have in your mouth. So he responds to this video by making another video of him opening his mouth and showing that he has nothing in his mouth. And then once again, growing his fangs. Watch.
What the fuck?
very creepy, right? Like very creepy. Then it goes a little further with this guy. So somebody commented on that video, the one we just watched, and said, well, if you're really a vampire and those aren't retractable things, then let's see a picture of you from 100 years ago. And he said, okay, I got you. Watch.
Okay. I kind of feel like the more I show you, the more you guys won't believe me. But it's okay. I'm used to this now. Hey, mama. That's me. This is me in 1919, I believe. I was trying to be an actor. I've always been trying to make my way into film, even 100 years ago. I kind of switched over to screenwriting, as some of you might know, just because it's a hard industry to crack, you know. Back then, they didn't really allow too many black people in silent films, you know, so you really had to be animated to kind of let them know what you're capable of, you know. I look back at this picture now and I hate it, you know, like I feel like I'm pandering to a certain demographic so that I can fulfill my dreams. Yeah, I hate it. But yeah, that's me. That's me.
Yeah, weird, right? Now, that could have been his dad or his grandpa, obviously, I understand that, but with all of these examples put together, it definitely makes you think. It definitely makes you take pause and be like, wait, what? Let me know what you guys think. Is he really a vampire? Do people really have superpowers? I don't know. I would love to hear what you think.
I'm going to teach you how to communicate so that people actually listen to you and respect you. I'm a psychologist, but I work with leaders around the world. And when we speak, we need to provide certainty to the person who we're speaking to. Otherwise, they're not able to trust us, and they're not able to respect us, and they're not able to follow us if we are a leader. And most of us speak in a very organic way, and we don't think too much about what we're saying. And we use a lot of phrases and words that diminish our credibility. So I'm going to offer you 3 things that most of us do that diminish the certainty that we can provide in our speech. So the first thing is that we use a lot of hedge words or hedge phrases. Hedge words are things like probably or maybe, and a lot of us will add them to the end of sentences to kind of mitigate what we're saying, or maybe to not appear too arrogant, or to just cover our bases just in case we're wrong. But the thing is that hedge words make us sound confused and uncertain. So you can actually Google a list of hedge words and hedge phrases to double check if you're using these a lot. The second thing that we're doing that diminishes our communication is we're saying things like or we're using filler words or even filler sounds. So this is something that I do, and I know I'm guilty of it, and I'm working on it, and I am really trying not to use a filler word right now, but it's hard. It's really hard to not use filler words. But again, it makes us sound uncertain and confused, and sometimes maybe a little bit juvenile. And so what we need to do instead of using filler words is we need to use pauses. So it's okay to pause when you're speaking. And sometimes it's even helpful because it allows the other person to process what you're actually saying. We can't just process communication as quickly as we speak sometimes. And so you're giving them a moment of silence to kind of understand what you've been saying. So the last thing that we do in communication that diminishes our credibility is we end our sentences with a question mark when we should be ending them with a period. For instance, when I say, "You are watching this TikTok video," versus you are watching this TikTok video, it sounds a lot more uncertain when I end it with a question. A lot of us are ending sentences with questions that should not be ended with questions. So again, it's important to practice the tonality of your sentences in order to sound credible and certain and confident. Because if you don't sound credible, certain, and confident, then other people won't perceive you that way.